Hello, my name is Tim Davies, and I'm a founder and partner at FTS. In this short video, I'm going to provide some information about the CFA program and about our CFA course. Let's have a look at the CFA program. It is one of the highest distinctions in the investment world, so it's known globally as the gold standard in the investment industry. And what I love about CFA is that we learn so much about the investment world, and also it's a practical program. So this means we can apply what we learn in CFA in the real world. And the reason that CFA is so practical is because it's designed by people who work in the investment industry. And the interesting thing about CFA is that once we start understanding it, we actually start enjoying it. And a great thing about CFA is that it opens many doors. Most CFA charter holders, they hold senior positions in the investment industry. I want us to take a look at this quote over here from the CFA Institute website, where they say that successful candidates, they report spending about 300 hours studying for each level. So as I'm sure you are aware, there are 3 levels to the CFA program. Now, the thing about CFA, it's not the difficulty, it's the volume. There's a lot of work in CFA. So it's not the clever people who pass, it's the people who study hard. Those are the ones who get through. So as an example, a few years ago in our level 1 class, we had a guy who joined us, and his background, he is actually a classical pianist. So he didn't know what a bond was. He didn't know what a derivative was. He knew nothing of those type of things. But what he did is he applied himself extremely well, and he studied, he put in so many hours, and he got through level 1, level 2, and level 3 at first attempt. And then in the same class, we had another guy who's an actuary. Now, he's a very, very smart guy. So he thought, well, I don't have to work so hard. So his strategy was, I'm going to cram everything at the end. And of course, that didn't work. So then the second time around, what did he do? Then he put all those hours in, and then he got through the second time around. So I just want to talk for a minute about this 300 hours, because to me, 300 hours, it's a lot of nonsense. Now, if you've just studied a degree and it's closely aligned with the CFA program, well, then maybe 300 hours will be sufficient. But for me, I would never have passed doing just 300 hours for each level. I had to do between 400 and 500 hours for each level. Now, this sounds almost impossible. You know, how can we do 400 hours? So this is what I did. I did 20 hours a week for 20 weeks. So 20 weeks, that's about 5 months. So how did I manage this 20 hours a week for 5 months? So what I did is from Monday to Friday, I did 2 hours a day. So there we go. So that's already 10 hours. And then I did 5 hours on Saturday, 5 hours on Sunday. So there we go. There's another 10 hours. So if we put that all together, then we get 20 hours. If we do that 20 hours a week for 20 weeks or 5 months, then we get up to 400 hours. And then what I did is, in the week or 2 before the exam, then I just did CFA full time. And then I did about another 100 hours in that time period. So then I was closer then to the 500 hour mark for each level. And that is how one gets through. You just got to study hard, put those hours in, and then we're going to be fine. So what you need to do if you're going to do your CFA, you need to phone up all your friends and say goodbye. Tell them you're not going to be seeing them for the next 5 months, but after 5 months, then they can have double your time. But for now, no, they're not going to be seeing you for quite some time. Right, so let's have a look here how we can help you to pass this exam. So we've been around for over a decade. We've been around a long time, and we have trained many CFA candidates over the years. So we've got a proven track record. And what we provide is 75 hours of top quality training. And what I emphasize as we go through all the classes is the understanding. So we help you to understand all of these concepts. So we were speaking about on the previous slide, we need to do these 400 hours. So if we're providing 75 hours, then you need to do a lot of studying on your own, especially question practice. So we're going to be talking a lot about that as we go through the course together. So this CFA thing, it takes two to tango. You need to put in a lot of hours on your own. And what we're going to be covering then as we go through the course are all what they call the learning outcomes, or the learning outcome statements as they're known in full. And in level 1, there's over 500 of them. So there are many. And again, I'm going to emphasize as we do all of these learning outcomes, the understanding when we're going to get those concepts across and help you to get through this program. And our course, it can be integrated with Kaplan Schweizer material. So Kaplan Schweizer, they're a company based in America, and they've been doing CFA training for over 30 years. So they've got top quality products and material that can augment your studies, and we can provide you with more information about the material if you need it. And our course, we can do it online or in person. So the in-person classes at the moment are only in Johannesburg. And if we look down over here, we are a CFA Institute prep provider, and only prep providers are allowed to make use of the CFA Institute copyrighted materials, which we then use in our courses. And it's important, that we are recognized as a CFA Institute prep provider. Now, I've assisted many candidates to pass CFA exams, and I look forward to also helping you through the CFA program. And I look forward to seeing you soon.